All right, let's get into this. Today, we're cracking open a story that basically shows up late to the party, smelling of tequila and some really bad decisions. It's profane, it's cynical as hell, and its whole philosophy is so bleak it's actually kind of hilarious. So this is our explainer on why, according to one very, very old immortal, vampires just absolutely suck.
And that is the voice of our narrator, Lester. You gotta picture this guy. He's a 2,000-year-old immortal who spent most of that time slouched on a bar stool, nursing a tequila and a grudge against, well, pretty much everything. He has seen it all. And he is so over the world's comforting, curated BS. So you have to ask, right? Where does a worldview this grim even come from? For Lester, it wasn't some philosophy he picked up along the way. Nope. It was a family heirloom. A curse that started with the original sin of his entire bloodline. And this just perfectly illustrates the dark comedy at the very heart of this story. Lester's immortality? It goes all the way back to his grandpa Judas. But, forget everything you think you know about guilt and repentance. Grandpa Judas didn't hang himself out of shame. He did it out of pure, unadulterated financial regret for selling out his guru for a measly 30 silver coins. And the universe's punchline? The rope didn't work. He just dangled there for centuries, a living, breathing, eternally ticked-off piñata.
That's Iggy. He's Lester's bartender, and honestly, the story's much-needed reality check. He's our anchor in all this madness. He's the guy who hears these insane, millennia-spanning rants and just cuts right through the cosmic horror with the dry wit of a man who's seen it all from behind a bar. Okay, so Lester's own history is built on a lie. You can bet he has some strong opinions on the vampire myths we all know and love. And believe me, he does not hold back. Garlic, holy water, fancy capes, sleeping in coffins, it's all just bullshit. Lester claims he might have accidentally inspired Anne Rice during a peyote trip one time, but he calls her creations the K-pop boy band of the damned. Bram Stoker's Dracula? Just a bunch of repressed Victorian horniness. And that sparkling guy from Twilight? As Lester puts it, I haven't seen a guy sparkle like that unless he took a bath in glitter and bad decisions. So if all the myths are fake, what's the reality? Well, according to Lester, it all boils down to one simple and frankly horrifying rule. It is not a superpower. It's a sentence. An eternal, inescapable prison sentence with absolutely no possibility of parole. You can try to escape, but the cage, it just repairs itself. So this brings up a pretty big question. If vampires aren't the seductive, cape-wearing monsters from the legends, then who are the real monsters? Lester has a very, very clear answer for that one. They're us. Or to be more specific, they're humans with the power to act on their absolute worst impulses. He points to history's greatest hits of horror. You've got Countess Bathory, who basically turned murder into a skincare routine, Vlad the Impaler and Jack the Ripper, just regular flesh and blood monsters. But the story argues the real nightmares are hiding in plain sight today, like this Uncle Jacob character who doesn't bite necks but feeds on entire systems of debt and despair, or Uncle Bill, a tech mogul who wants to block out the sun, not with some ancient curse, but with global-scale engineering. Now, this idea of human monsters, it builds into something much, much larger. We're talking a full-blown cosmic conspiracy. This is where all of Lester's barstool ranting really solidifies into a grand unified theory of everything. And let me tell you, it is bleak. According to Lester, we've had it all wrong. This isn't a school for souls or some test from God. This is the devil's territory. Earth is a prison, a cosmic supermax for the spiritually damned. And the whole system isn't designed for redemption, it's designed for recycling. Now, what's really wild is how the system works. You live, you die, and then bam, you get sent right back. Your memory is wiped clean, and you're stuffed into a brand new meat suit to suffer all over again. Maybe you come back as a resident of a Kolkata slum, or maybe as a soulless influencer. It doesn't matter. You're still in the cage, just feeding the machine. And once again, Iggy just delivers the perfect, cynical summary, this whole terrifying cosmic philosophy, this endless loop of suffering and reincarnation. It gets boiled down to its grim, hilarious core. We are all just store-brand soda cans and a cosmic vending machine. And that brings us to the final haunting question.
If you're an unkillable inmate in a soul prison and you're condemned to watch every single person you ever loved turn to dust, how in the hell do you get out? Well, Lester has tried. Boy, has he tried. He spent 2 millennia attempting to cancel his own subscription to existence, and this slide just perfectly illustrates the cosmic joke of it all. I mean, he tried a stake through the heart in ancient Rome and woke up with splinters. A nice bath in Vatican holy water just got a religious rash. He jumped into a shark tank in Monaco, and the sharks literally got bored of him. He even rode the atomic bomb over Hiroshima and just woke up with a suntan from the fallout. Nothing works. He is the universe's favorite punchline.
So it becomes pretty clear that physical death is a total scam. So what's left? Well, underneath all that rage and all that tequila, the one thing Lester truly craves isn't blood or power. It's connection. After centuries of watching every single face he's ever loved rot, fade, and turn to dust, the one thing he wants is a bond that doesn't have an expiration date. And that leaves us with the story's central, really provocative question. If all the physical doors are locked, maybe the only way out isn't through death at all. Maybe it's through a genuine, lasting connection. Maybe the only escape from the loneliness of an eternal prison is to find another inmate to share the sentence with. But in the end, after all the philosophy, all the suicide attempts, and the desperate search for some kind of meaning, the story just throws us and Lester right back to square one. Back to that defiant, unchangeable, infuriating reality that started this whole mess. He's trapped, and that right there is the true horror story.